Origin Chess, Home Studio Reaction, and this is a good one. The drone that changed the rules of war, that got banned. By the channel, know what you think. Yeah, I've been waiting for a video like this. Somehow I missed it. This was posted a year ago. I've always seen those small drones being a thing. Not just a thing, it's like a future of warfare in a way. Those small, I like to call Amazon drones. But yeah, this is DJI. I have a DJI Mini drone, man. DJI Mavic, is that a different one? The use of DJI Mavic drones was so effective during the Russo-Ukrainian war, the company which made the drones banned its sale to Ukraine and Russia. Damn. I mean, I get it banned for because of Ukraine and Russia. It's just like, whole world scale, small portion of war. But if the world war happens, no one's going to think of it. This is not good. This is not right. They're just going to use it. Future warfare is based on drone warfare. Now, whenever somebody says drone warfare, think of those big ass, like multi-million-dollar drones the US flies. Not just that, apparently these smaller, like consumer drones are also a thing, like Amazon drones. Just like put a bomb and there you go, a tank is fucked, everything's fucked. This is insane. A javelin and this DJI drones, those are enough to give Ukraine a power, especially when it's guerrilla warfare style, because Ukraine is defending style. All they have to do is like hole up somewhere and just like look for Russian advance, and there you go, just attack it. This is insane. So it's going to be interesting. Let's do it. Remember, if you like my Rickson, don't forget to subscribe. So I know we start videos to react to more. Check out the Rickson, there's a link in the description. Check out the end cards, and yeah, let's do it.
It's a Turkish Bayraktar, which uses missiles for ground attack. The Iranian Shahed 136, which works like a kamikaze plane to destroy its target. Or the Black Hornet, the world's smallest drone, which resembles a remote-controlled toy helicopter. There is
Yeah, okay, but how strong it is? Can it carry anything?
no denying that the introduction of drones into modern combat has changed the landscape of war. Nearly every major military has adopted their use in some way. But you'd be surprised to hear that none of these military drones are as feared as this one, the DJI Mavic.
This looks like the same as mine. Is Mavic different? Is it like bigger scale? I have DJI Mini, I think. Yeah, it's Mini.
This little commercial drone managed to outshine even the most advanced drones in the world and prove critical to the mission of troops on the ground. But how this simple consumer-grade drone designed for recording weddings changed the rules of war forever, all thanks to one man, is not what you think.
What does Elon has to do with this?
As the Russo-Ukrainian war slowly went from active phase to a cell-mail of trench warfare and heavy artillery duels, the missing piece for the Ukrainian military was information on the battlefield. And their innovative solution? Something you can get from Best Buy for cheap. That is, if you live in North America. The DJI Mavic. You may have guessed already that the primary use of these simple commercial drones on the battlefield is not their firing power. It's reconnaissance. Mavic is cheap, easy to use, and can be applied to many recon tasks. Regardless of its size, Mavic proved its reliability even in serious military operations. On May 12, 2022, Russian forces tried to cross the Seversky Donets River in the Donbass region. Ukrainian soldiers knew the Russians were going to cross from this exact place and asked a drone operator to.
This is so good because this changes warfare at such a scale, right? Reconnaissance and like just finding out any intel about battlefield was such a big thing, right? People, all the commanders who've seen war and knows battle tactics usually think about, oh, this and that, like We need to worry about this. We need to worry about this. We need to be in this, so we are out of range and all that. They're not fucking a small drone is just looking at them right now while they're talking and just like communicating back. That is insane.
To help create just the trajectory of shells for this location. When the Russians deployed pontoon bridges and started crossing, the Ukrainian artillery fired a volley of shells and destroyed the whole unit, including its tanks, light armor, and infantry. This incident made one thing obvious. Information is the most valuable weapon to defeat the enemy, especially in close-range engagements. The Mavic stepped in and rewrote the rules of ground warfare, making both sides change their tactics of waging war. But in the end, it's all about sweet money.
Epic.
Think of it this way. What happens if you attach a $200 grenade to a $3,000 drone and drop it on an abandoned tank?
How are you gonna
That's
pin
right.
it out and
You
things?
destroy a $3 million piece of equipment with $3,200. The new trend of inflicting the most damage with low-cost solutions has made both sides think outside of the Mavic. Sure, a wedding drone is great for small operations, but what if you need to accomplish more on the battlefield, like going deeper behind the front lines? And that's how Mavic pushed other drones to do the thing they were built for. The Russian Orlan 10 is an example of that. This seemingly small UAV utilizes a portable launch complex and control station for a total price of $120,000. It is deemed the most successful drone in the Russian army with laser guiding artillery. With a range of up to 75 miles and flight time of 10 hours, this sounds like a great deal. Until you look inside and find a DSLR camera with a bunch of Western details that Russia is smuggling through other non-sanctioned countries to build these drones en masse. Oh, and a bottle instead of a proper fuel tank.
They literally just jammed a Canon camera inside. Oh, I mean, I've said that a lot of times. Like, West is basically IT advancement. All the information technology you have is come from like Western countries, USA mostly, right? That's where all the modern tech comes from. All the chips, smaller processor, all that comes from USA, right? So how are you going to talk about technology of the future? Like, we are also making, okay, you're probably either like strategically acquiring from some other country or just buying from other country that your opponent's tech, basically, because they are the one who's leading it. How are you going to have something better than them? That's insane.
However, this price doesn't stand even near affordable compared to the Russian kamikaze drone Geran 2. Seeing that out of 4,500 missiles fired at Ukraine, only 40% hit their initial targets, Geran 2 became the cheapest alternative to missiles like Kalib for a price tag of $20,000 instead of $6.5 million. With a range of 1,550 miles, the drone hit most of its targets and became too expensive to shoot down. The only downside to it is its controversy with the Iranian government, which is suspected of supplying Shahed 136 drones to Russia, which really resemble Geran 2. But the most commonly used kamikaze drone that is not getting enough credit is the Lancet drone. As a loitering munition with a range of 25 miles and armed with explosives, this manually controlled drone can destroy Ukrainian vehicles in the short range. Although there have been some instances where it got stuck in a fishnet. Ukraine, on the other hand, doesn't have much money to put into expensive drone building, so the government...
Yeah, I was about to say that, like, they're using DJI Mavic and things like that. Like, Russia is using like military, industrial made drones like this. Like, damn, that's insane. People would say like, okay, but still, like, why is like Ukraine is winning in that way? But again, guerrilla warfare, Ukraine is a defending one, right? Ukraine is like one hold out the position, try to attack advancing Russian troops, right? So if anything, drones would benefit Ukraine more than it would benefit Russia, because Ukraine can just see some, I don't know, tanks, BMPs coming, and just attack that. While Ukraine is like hold up somewhere, like I said. So Russia is like going to be rare position where they're like some drones would help them.
Heavily relies on domestically made drones from private businesses and also aid packages from other countries, making Ukraine a test field for drones of all sizes. Speaking of size, it turns out it doesn't matter. The Black Hornet is one of the drones that proves this. Designed to be the smallest reconnaissance drone on Earth, weighing just over 1 ounce and armed with 1 thermal or 2 daytime cameras. Especially in the hands of Ukrainian special forces. As for regular troops, self-made is
This is every time I see those videos about somebody like, first it was like drifting cars, now like drifting drones. The level of accuracy there is insane. It's like one hit and drone would go down. It's like
can cost as little as live stream.
that's what he means. Starlink. I mean, obviously. I'm like, what the fuck? Does he own DJI? No, he owns Starlink. And like, okay, reconnaissance is great, but when you have like satellites telling you what is what where, that's even going to be even more powerful. Didn't he stop giving access to it, Ukraine or something? I don't know.
The camera feed directly to the operator, who can correct artillery trajectories and report on enemy movement in real time. Without Starlink, Ukrainian forces' artillery accuracy would significantly drop and would force soldiers to spend more of their already scarce ammo. Even though Ukraine's Minister of Defense said that Mavics are just drones intended for recording weddings, they're still playing a huge role in this war, and DJI is mad about it. In April 2022, DJI Technology suspended its business.
What is Chinese? Oh my god. Oh my god. DJI is Chinese. DJI, yeah, that's Chinese. Whoa. So imagine that. Imagine that. China is basically supporting Russia and Ukraine is using DJI drones to attack Russia. I mean, I'm guessing Putin must have made one call to, Xi Jinping, like, what the fuck? Why are drones killing my troops and my tanks?
In Russia and Ukraine to stop the use of its products in combat. As a DJI spokesperson said, it was all about making a statement about their principles. DJI's decision adds much more pressure to Ukraine, as the army now relies on volunteers who can cross the border, buy Mavics, and bring them back into Ukraine, which complicates the logistics of acquiring these drones. In response, the Ukrainian government cancelled all border taxes on drone imports to ease the pain of the army. But in the end, all these efforts may have been for nothing. SpaceX, the company that provided Ukrainian soldiers with a stable Starlink connection, restricted its service for armed forces, arguing that the company had given terminals for humanitarian purposes, not military. As SpaceX's president said, Ukrainians have leveraged it in ways that were unintentional and not part of the agreement. Some Ukrainian units reported troubles with Starlink terminals connected to the strike drones, but the military communications remained intact. Now, this is a real problem for Ukrainians. Without a stable internet connection, commercial drones lose half of their enhanced capabilities, especially distance. Soldiers won't have access to valuable information in time, compared to the Russian counterparts who don't rely on Starlink as much as Ukraine does. No one knows what will happen in the coming months. But what is certain is that military experts are carefully documenting.
Yeah, I knew the Starlink is like they pulled it out or something. Russia has their own satellite or something. I don't know. Yeah, internet. So you need internet. That's what it means. You need to be connected if you want to use anything. That is something, right? Well, obviously, if you like something like US or something, you don't need internet because your own dedicated satellites that work better than the internet for military. But Ukraine doesn't have that, obviously. I don't know.
Documenting every drone usage. This is the first ever drone warfare between two countries. Militaries across the world will use this experience to craft compelling, reliable, and efficient drones, both for reconnaissance and lethal purposes, changing the rules of war forever.
Yeah.
And that is all thanks to these little wings in the sky.
Seriously, man, this drone warfare has changed everything, right? Doesn't matter how powerful you are, there's a high chance, like if somebody has better drones and better connection to satellites and internet, reactionary attacks would be more successful than anything else, regardless of if you're like the invader or like defender. Right? Doesn't matter who you are, like reactionary, like somebody attacks something like drones messing up things like multi-million-dollar or something. Oh, drones screwed it up. Only thing I can think of drones can touch is like air dominance fighters because they are much faster in the air. How are drones gonna, intercept that? Everything else, drone can basically fuck it up. Doesn't matter what it is. Right? Sneak up on them like some small drone, and there you go. So, only anti-drone thing that might left is like air dominance at that point. I don't know. But yeah. However, that was the drone that changed the rules of war that got banned. But I don't know what you think. Okay, how many companies are there for the drone? I have DJI Mini because that is the only thing I could find apparently. I wasn't well versed on drones and I just wanted drones, so fuck it. I didn't know like, okay, it's a Chinese company, but I'm guessing it's somewhat good since Russia and Ukraine both are using it in warfare. I don't know. But yeah. Alright, if you like my next one, subscribe and I'll see you next time.